Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. Paul Carter here on my journey as a surfer, shaper, artist, focused on living a healthy, creative lifestyle, sharing tips along the way. Here is my little tin of all kinds of stuff in my panettone container, all the different colors. What I'm going to do is I'm going to not totally paint this, but I'm going to go in and paint the sun, the waves, the mountains, just give it a nice look throughout the whole drawing. So thanks for tuning in. So what I'm going to do is go in and just go over the sun here. I'm not going to try and cover up all the black ink. I'm going to leave that in there so you'll be able to see the process of each. First layer of yellow. Here it is filled in. I'm going to go in and add a little bit of orange to this and fill it in. And not sure how far I'm going to go on filling it all in, but I kind of like the look of this right now. Looking pretty cool. The beginning of the orange highlights. What I'm doing now is I'm going in and adding a little bit of the orange and spreading it out with my finger actually, and going to give it a little more depth. First layer of orange coming to life. So I kind of like the way this looks, and I'm going to leave it this way for now. Might come back and highlight it a little more. I'm going to work on the islands next. First layer of brown on the island. What I'm doing is I'm going in, because I don't want to saturate the paper too much, so I'm going in and actually putting dots on here and spreading the paint, as you can see, to not saturate the paint too much. The paper too much. And then I will go back and give it a little bit of highlights with the black as well. Alright, got the two islands painted. I will come back and highlight it with a little black and a little bit of yellow as well to give it that reflection. Alright, so now I'm going to do the palm trees. Just going to fill these in and come back and highlight them with black. And just take your time with these. Have fun with it. Don't be too hard on yourself. And just go in and fill them in. You can use Posca pens, ink pens, crayons. You can use anything you like. Alright, so I have my fine tip Posca pen starting on the waves. Going to go in, fill them in, each one, and then I'll come back and highlight them with white and yellow. One painted wave, first layer coming to life. You can see I put a little bit of highlights in the horizon, in the ocean, filled in this wave. I'm going to go over these last two waves, 4 waves, and then I'm going to go back with a little darker blue and fill them in. Coming along, filling it in. Got one more wave to do, then the next color. I went in, highlighted in the waves, as you can see. I just give a little depth in each one of these. A little more depth. I'll come in and put some lines in here, on there, and then I'll come back and do the white water. Filling in the island right now using this pen, because I didn't have a Posca pen for a little lighter color, and because I'm using pens on paper, it's a little harder to blend with this type of paper, but it's coming out good. Time for a little black highlighting. So now I'm going to go in and highlight the palm trees, the mountain islands, and just give a little highlights to the surfer here and the rocks. Just fill it all in. So I went over the palm trees, highlighted the rocks. I'm going to go over the island and give a little more depth into these areas right along here. It's kind of interesting to draw and look through the camera, but you'll get the idea. So I'm going to go through and highlight all that, and then I'm going to come back and highlight the mountains, give it a little more depth, fill it in, put a little bit of highlights in the waves of yellow, and then give the reflection, as you see, coming down here in yellow. See how I can get that to pop out. So you can see I gave a little bit of the highlights in the mountains. I might add a little bit more, and then I'm going to come back and do the same on that island as well. That's looking good. Pretty happy with that. Again, when you're coloring these, you could color the sky all blue and everything as much as you want. There is no limit to it. I just decided to kind of give it a highlight in between the drawing so you can get a better idea. I have my fine tip white and going to go in and give it a little reflection in the waves and a little more onto the white water. I added a little white highlight, and I'm going to come back with the yellow. See the black line in there? Sorry, I'm holding the camera, but I'm going to go over that black line with white and give it a little more depth, and then go back with yellow. See, I highlighted the white in there, and I'm going to put a little yellow in there now for the sun reflection. What I did is I went in and gave the islands a little yellow highlight. You can see a little bit in the palm trees there. I might put a little bit in the palms themselves, and then I'm going to come back and add a little yellow along the white right there in the wave. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. I think this is as far as I'm going to go right now with these paint pens. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. I would be stoked if you join the creative tribe. Click subscribe. Leave your comments in there. You can find me on Instagram under PC Boards, and you can check out my website under cboards.com. Thank you. Stay stoked, stay inspired, keep creating. Focus on the good stuff always.